Hi everyone, welcome to another video, and of course when I start to do a video, the dogs out there just have to start barking. Okay, so welcome back. I'm back with a different kind of video. It's not going to be a book haul or a review or a, what's the other side? A wrap up. It's not going to be anything like that. It's actually going to be a discussion slash top, I don't know how to say it. It's going to be kind of a discussion video, at least the first part of it is. The second part is going to be the books I want to reread this year. And so the first part of the video, which is going to be the discussion, is me discussing reading slumps and how much they suck. And it's awful. I hate reading slumps, and I always tend to get into them too, and I just really hate that. Especially when I'm like really in the reading groove. Like last month I was doing really good. I was reading a lot of books. I was really happy, and then starting to reading slump. I don't know how it happened. Earlier in the month I'm still kind of reading, but not as much as I wanted to read, and really nothing that I wanted to read. I mean, like, I read a couple books on my phone on my Kindle app, which is fine. I really did want to get to those two books before anyway, so I'm really happy with that. And then I stopped reading completely, and then I picked up another book and I read through that, which I was really happy with, and then I picked up another one and straight back into a reading slump, and it really sucked. And that book actually was The City of Fallen Angels by Cassandra Clare. Now, you guys know that if you see my wrap-up video last month, I was talking about how I don't want to do any more TBR videos because, or if I do a TBR video, I won't really have a lot of books on there. It'll only be pretty much the series that I plan on reading for the month, because I want to read I want to try and read at least one series a month, or at least catch up with a lot of books. So for the month of February, I wanted to read the last 3 books in the Mortal Instruments series, which is City of Fallen Angels, City of Lost Souls, and City of Heavenly Fire. So I read a few books earlier in the month, and I picked this one up. Put me right into a reading slump. I mean, it was so bad. I'm only on like chapter 1. Yeah, 28 pages into it. That's it. And I know this book put me into a reading slump the last time I tried to pick it up. But it's like, I really want to read it. Like, really badly. And I don't know what I can do to get out of this slump. Or at least with this book. Like, trying to pick this up will put me straight into another reading slump. And I'm trying really hard not to do that. And I did it anyway. So, yeah. I don't know what it is. I just don't want to read it. Like, I want to read it until I pick it up, and then I don't want to read it again. So when I'm in a reading slump, I will do a number of things. At least 3 things. First thing is I will do anything but read whatsoever. I will watch TV, I will watch movies, I will play video games, color maybe, I don't know, talk to my friends, scroll Facebook because why not? I'll just do anything but read. Like, literally, I'll do anything. Even late at night, which is the time I really love to read, I will lay down on my bed, stare up at the ceiling, and wonder why I haven't picked up a book yet. I do that a lot, and I hate that. So normally, after I go through that period of time, I pick up a contemporary romance book, because it's the only thing that could ever really get me out of it. Now, I have done that. And I picked up Me Before You by Jojo Morris, because it's going to be a movie soon. This type of contemporary romance maybe wasn't the best move, because I have a feeling I know what the ending is, and it's going to kill me. Now, and I know the minute I get into that, I'm going to go right back into a freaking reading slump. I don't want to read the ending. This book is so good. Like, I actually have been reading a lot with this book. You know, I'm 250 pages in. I'm happy. I'm really happy with that. But there's still this much, you know? There's just that much. And I'm like, no. I know what the ending is. Especially because, this is what sucks, the sequel is called After You. Now, I love Jojo Moyes' writing, I love the characters, I love this book. Like, this book is awesome. Okay, this book is amazing. Why did she have to name the sequel after you? That just spoils it right there. That killed me. And even before that, I mean, I've been seeing this, you know, on BookTube all over, and everyone says that they bawled their eyes out. All they did was cry through the ending. And, you know, they hate the ending, but they love it, and they hate it, but they love it. And it's like, I know what the ending is, and I don't want to read it. So it put me right back into a reading slump. So, on to the next part of it, which is, or on to the last thing I do when I'm in a reading slump, which is pick up a book that I've reread, or that I've already read before, that I love. Normally, though, these books are contemporary romance because I love it. I love that genre. I think it's my favorite genre because it's what I read the most of. Funnily enough, there's one that definitely isn't contemporary. It is, like, really hugely based on romance, but it's not contemporary, it's actually paranormal. Actually, I think I have a couple. But this one, this one helps me get out of my reading slump a lot. And the only thing is I skip, like, the paranormal parts, and I only read the romance parts of it, because I've read this book, like, 5 to 10 times, but I love it. And it's the 5th book in the Dark Hunter series called Night Play by Sherilyn Kenyon, and I love this book. It's about Vane, who is a he's a were-hunter wolf, right? Yeah, a were-hunter wolf. So he's like a werewolf, and then there's Bride, who is human. And yeah, they fall in love, and this is my favorite book, and I think this is this is definitely one of, but probably my all-time favorite book in this series, because I just love how Vane treats Bride. Like, Bride, she just, you know, like, the guy she's with was just awful. I hate him. I don't even remember what his name is. I just remember I wanted to kill him, or at least I wanted to take a baseball bat to his face. I really hate him. Now, the one thing I love about Sherilyn Kenyon is that all of her female protagonists are plus-size women. I love that. And I love how they're treated. You know, it's like, you don't really see that a lot. Like, I read Dumplin', and that was definitely one of them. But it's like, before that, like, this is really all I got. And I love it. And I love how Vane treats Bride, you know, and the fact that she had this guy who was a total... Oh, I really wanted to take a baseball bat to his face. Really wanted to. Yeah, and he, you know, he wanted her to lose weight. He wanted her to, I don't know, probably get plastic surgery or something. He was just an asshole, and I really hated him. And I love Vane, and I love the way he treats her, and yeah. Pretty much when I read this book, I just skip to the Vane and Bride parts, and that's it. That's all I need. One that I have probably read like 3 or 4 times is Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. You know, this is definitely one that I will reread plenty of times, and I actually can read this all the way through. I don't have to skip any parts, really. Or there's like maybe a couple parts that I skip, because I just love Etienne and Anna, and I can't remember what his girlfriend's name is, because I don't really care, but I know there are parts that I just skip with her, because I don't like her, and I don't want her to be with Etienne. Sorry, I just couldn't breathe for a sec. But yeah, I don't want her to be with Etienne, so it's like, leave. Anna and Etienne for life, please. Now, actually, I haven't read Lola and the Boy Next Door, which is over there, and I've read it, but I haven't reread it yet, because I usually just go to Anna and the French Kiss, because, again, Anna and Etienne for life. But I do love Lola and Cricket, so that might actually be one I might pick up, you know, when I'm still in a reading slump. The last one I would pick up, you know, is Fangirl by Ray Morrell with Kath and Levi, and you can tell I really just go for the couples. Like, I just love, like, these are like my favorite couples, and I love the romance, and I love Kath and Levi, and I love them so much. And really, I told you, I usually go for contemporary romance because it's like my favorite genre, and I I love this book so much, and these are the ones I reread like a lot. So yeah, these are the ones I usually pick up when I'm in a reading slump. Like usually, I usually go for this, or I will read like little bits and pieces of this, or I'll probably read the ending of this. I don't know. I love these books, but I normally go for Anna and the French Kiss because that's just how I am. So yeah, I mean, usually what I do is I just don't read at all, then I read a book that will put me right back in a reading slump, and then I have to reread a book that I've already loved so much because it's the only thing that can get me out of a reading slump. It happens, you know, it just happens, and it sucks. So that's the first part. Yeah, reading slumps are awful, and what can you do about them? You know, they happen. They suck, but they happen. All the time with me sometimes. So I just figured I'd do reading slumps because, again, I was in one until I picked up Me Before You, and I'm probably going to get right back into another one and pick up a book that I want to reread. And so I figured the second part of this video would be the books I really want to reread this year, because I figured, like, I just feel like reading slumps and rereading books go hand in hand for me, because that's the last thing I usually do. So these are the books I really want to reread this year. Really badly. Like, I feel like I can't believe I haven't picked them up yet. So the first book is actually one that I read like a couple years ago. And it was when I was in a reading slump, and it got me out of it. But you know what it did? It made me fall in love with this author so much I went and bought all of her other books. So yeah, that is Slammed by Colleen Hoover. I love this book. I love this book so much. This book, though, it's like I was in this huge, huge reading slump, okay, guys? And again, I'm laying in my bed, staring at the ceiling, going, why haven't I picked up a book yet? Like, literally, it's been 3 days and I haven't read. What am I doing? And I can't sleep until at least, and usually with me, I can't sleep unless I read, like, at least a couple chapters of a book, because that's just how I am. My brain is wired like that. If I don't read a little bit, I can't fall asleep. So I'm going to be stuck there staring at the ceiling for hours upon hours. So there's the library bag next to my bed. That's when I was still, you know, getting books in the library. And I told myself I'm only going to pick up the first book. You know, I'm just going to pick up the first book that's in the bag, or that I grab, and just read a couple chapters and fall asleep. So I picked up Slammed because, you know, it was the first book on the top. And I read a couple chapters, read a couple chapters more, and then some more. Then I had to put it down because I was crying so hard. Then I picked it back up, and I kept reading, put it down, freaking crying so hard. And finally I finished it, bawling my eyes out, and it's 6 o'clock in the morning, and I have to be up very soon. Probably wasn't the best book to pick up, but it was worth it. It was so worth it. One of my favorite books of all time. I love this book, and I cannot believe I haven't picked this up for a reread yet. Why not? I love this book. It was my first Colleen Hoover book. And reading this made me pick up more of her books, like Ugly Love, Confess, November 9, and also Maybe Someday, and Hopeless, and I've pretty much read all of her books. The only one I haven't read is Losing Hope. At least I think that's the only one I haven't read. I also have Point of Retreat and This Girl, which is the second and third book in the series, but this one's my favorite. I love it. I love it so much. At least out of that trilogy. So, Hopeless wasn't my favorite. I didn't like it as much, and I'm not ever going to own it because it was good. I guess it was okay. It just, I don't know, there was just something about it that I wasn't really happy with. I don't remember what it was, but I just remember not liking it, and I knew for sure there was no way I was going to pick up Losing Hope because I didn't want to. So, yeah, I wasn't going to pick that up. Now, Maybe Someday was good. I haven't gotten around to buying it yet. I've also read Maybe Not, which is the novella set after it. Or set, yeah, I think it's after, or set around the time of Maybe Someday. Had to breathe. I do like Maybe Someday, but it's not one that I would pick up when I'm in a reading slump. maybe I'd end up rereading it, or like at least reread the last half of it, because that's what I like the most. But yeah, I mean, and this is funny, this is one of my favorites, and I forgot everything about it. Like, literally everything. I didn't remember that there were pilots in this book. Like, I forgot everything about this book. And then, like, I'm just reading the back of it, and I'm like, oh, I remember this book. I love this book. Why did I forget everything? It was good. I really like this one. So this one I'd probably pick up, probably after Slam. I love Confess. I love Confess. And I probably end up showing you guys the same pictures over and over and over again. I don't care. I love this book. I love this book so much. OMG. If you read this book, you understand. And then November 9, which is her latest book that came out, I really liked it. I think it was like my favorite. It was one of my favorites of last year. And so is this, because I love Colleen Hoover. I really liked this one. It was really good. But I really liked it. Was hard to pick a favorite. It's really hard. But I love Colleen Hoover. Like, now I'm addicted to all of her books. And I know she's got one coming out this year, and I definitely have to get it. But the one I really, really want to reread this year is Slammed, because I just told my friend she has to read it. Now, if you haven't read this book, but you really want to, or at least you've read all of other Colleen Hoover books and you haven't gotten around to this one, or whatever the reason that you want to read this, warning, when you're reading it, have a few boxes of tissues near you, because this will make you cry like no other. This was so bad. It was so good, but oh my god. I wish I had a warning, because I couldn't breathe reading that book. It was so good. But it was just, oh my god, there were some parts. Oh. Alright, so the next one I would really like to reread is My Life Next Door by Huntley Fitzpatrick. A Boy, a Secret, a Choice. I really like this book. I remember really loving it. I can't remember when I read it. It was probably like a couple years ago. Which one did I try? Okay, she came out with What I Thought Was True, which has nothing to do with this one. It's totally different, but it's contemporary romance. And if you see my Goodreads, I don't know if you guys have, but it's still on there that I was currently reading it, or technically currently am reading it, because I cannot finish it for the life of me. I've only read a few chapters of it, I think. I can't read it. For some reason, there's just some reason I just don't want to read it. I don't know what it is, but I loved My Life Next Door. And it's like, What I Thought Was True, I can't read it. And I know there's like a companion novel to this one, and I really, really want to read that. But I don't I remember some of this one, but I don't remember much of it. So yeah, I'm gonna have to pick that up. Midsummer's Nightmare by Cody Keplinger. I've reread The Duff, and I love this one more than The Duff, so I'm like, I have to reread this one because it was so good. It's literally about a girl who goes to like, I think it's like a New Year's party or something like that. Or it might be, no, I think it was like a summer party. It's like the end of school year, you know, it's like beginning summer party kind of thing. And she sleeps with a guy. And she just leaves, you know, because she's like, well, that's over. And then her dad comes back into her life and takes her away for the summer. And he introduces her to his fiance, who she's never met once, and his family, her family, my bad, her family. And guess who her father's fiance's son is? Yeah, guessed it, it's the boy she slept with. This is gonna get good. I love this book so much. I remember reading, I think it was Secrets and Lies, which was like a little novella from this one, and like a novella of The Duff as well, I think. It was really good. I think The Duff and Midsummer's Nightmare, I think, is both set in like the same town or the same school or something like that. It's really good. I really liked it. Yeah, it's one of my favorites, contemporary romances, and I have to read it. Alright, the other paranormal romance book that I have in here, because when I'm in a reading slump, I will pick, like, when I want, like, contemporary romance, or, you know, when I want to reread a book, I usually go to my go-to authors, and one of them has to be Jennifer Armentrout, and what I really wanted to reread was Obsidian, because I love that book. But I got Oblivion, which is Damien's point of view. Damon. It's Damon. I can never remember if it's Damon or Damien, because I know there's Damon, no, it's, yeah, Damon. Damon Salvatore, yeah. So in the Vampire Diaries, there's Damon, and in here, I can never remember if it's Damon or Damien, or, you know, but it's Damon, Damon Black. This is his point of view of Obsidian, and, well, why not? You know, I love Damon, I love him so much. I love Obsidian, I love Katie. Yeah, I gotta read this. So it's sort of a reread, but it's kind of a first read. But yeah, still, gotta read it. I've Got Your Number by Sophie Kinsella. My favorite Sophie Kinsella book. And I read it a few years ago, or was it last year? I can't remember. All I know is I really want to read this book. I really, really want to. I cannot breathe. I really want to reread this book because it's my favorite, and it's so funny, and it's hilarious, and I love it. And Bobby is just so fucking stupid. I love her though. I love this. I really love it. And this cover is gorgeous. It's like, I've read a lot of her other standalones. Like I've Got Your Number, that's what I've got. Can You Keep a Secret? I've reread that one actually. I like it. It was good. The second time I read it, I realized it wasn't as funny as I first thought it was, and I hope that doesn't happen with this one because I remember loving this one so much. And then I've read The Undomestic Goddess, and that was good. I liked it. I didn't love it as much as this one. So yeah, I'm definitely going to reread this one soon because I'm kind of in the mood for it. Alright, the last book that I really wanted to read this year is my all-time favorite book of last year, and I just got my friend to read it, and we were gushing over it, and it made me want to reread it, like, so badly, and that was Everything, Everything by Nicole Yoon. I freaking loved this book last year, my all-time favorite book of last year, and one of my all-time favorite books of all time. So good. And this is, I mean, it really only took me like one sitting to read it last year, so it really shouldn't take me that long to read it this year. And like, I love how it's done, because I mean, sometimes you get pages with a lot of writing, sometimes you don't, sometimes you just get graphs, sometimes you get like one sentence. Here, let me find the one that's one sentence, or like Life is Short. So it's like, I remember loving this book. I know I love this book, and I pretty much remember like everything in it, but I still want to reread it because I love it. I love it. Alright guys, that's it for me today. I hope this one isn't as long as a lot of my other videos are. I really want to try to make this as short as possible. But yeah, I mean, it's just a nice video that I wanted to do and let you know that I was in a reading slump. And, you know, what can I do about it? I'm still going to try and get through this one as much as I can. So I probably won't be able to read this series like I thought. I really hope I can though, because I really want to. But who knows, I might have to pick up another series or something, I don't know. But we will see what I can do with this. But yeah, I'm definitely reading Me Before You, and I will be finishing this probably today or tomorrow because I love it. I'm still dreading it though. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.